Hello and welcome back to another episode of Crystalline. You're watching Javelin Studios and I'm Javelin. So we made it to the Earth Temple. I think that's the Earth Temple, if I recall correctly. We got the magical energy from the Earth Elemental. We tried to create a reef back home, but still to no avail. So now we're gonna go to, I think now it's the Wind Temple, I guess. So we're going to, I forgot what that place is called. So anyway, we're just gonna continue our journey to get all the magical energy from each of the elemental temples, from the elementals. Alright, the next day, Leanna and I get up bright and early. We decide to practice sparring before the others wake up. Our swords clash with a score of heavy blows. Leanna forces me backwards with a huge grin on her face. I'm breathing hard and struggling to keep up as my brows knit in concentration. Leanna sweeps my blade aside and comes back around, but I swing in time to deflect it. Her face brightens and she seems pleasantly surprised.
Wow, that's great! You're getting much better.
Really? Leanna's grin turns devilish.
Hi-ya!
She lunges and I let out a sharp cry, barely raising my sword in time. Her movements quicken as she strikes harder. I struggle to keep up, but I manage to hold my own. Ultimately, Leanna's final move knocks me to the ground. I groan, blinking up at the sky. It's hard to breathe when the wind's knocked out of me. Are our spars always going to end like this? Leanna's face appears over mine. She smiles brightly.
That was so much better.
I lost yet again though.
This time. But you're getting stronger and stronger every time.
That cheers me up a little. Leanna extends her hand and helps me up.
Let's switch gears. You've been doing really well with sparring, so we should practice your magic training. You need to learn to refine your cast.
I know she's right, so I nod. I'm feeling more confident about it now that I know I can cast. I think back on the countless previous training sessions and the frustrations that came with it. Even though I know I still have much to learn before I reach anywhere near Leanna's level, I'm just glad to be past those early stages.
Alright, practice channeling your energy through your manipulator. And this time, keep your focus on where you want to cast. Well, we have plot armor, I guess. Nothing bad would happen, I guess. An idea pops into my head. I smirk before closing my eyes. Good. Keep focusing.
A tingling wave of energy flows out of my manipulator. My eyes fly open, and I aim for Leanna. The energy springing out of my fingertips. A gust of wind swooshes up her skirt. Leanna squeaks and shoves her skirt back down, her face bright red.
Hey! What do you think you're doing?
What? I was trying to levitate the... I glance around for a suitable object. Grass. Leanna arches an eyebrow and crosses her arms, clearly unconvinced.
Try again. Actually aim for the rock this time, since you clearly have some level of accuracy over your casts.
Oops, I guess she knew I was lying. Leanna looks around and points at a large rock.
Try again on this rock.
I take a deep breath, clearing my mind, and cast again. As usual, a solid gust of wind bursts forth and I steadily float the rock in the air. Leanna claps her hands together, a white grin on her face.
Yes, that's it!
Hey, I'm doing it!
Oi?
The Pungo glances at the floating rock curiously.
Oi!
In one motion, he jumps right onto the rock.
Oi!
The movement startles me and the rock jolts in mid-air.
Oi! Oi!
The Pungo wobbles precariously and I can feel the nerves set in again as I fight to steady the rock.
It's okay, don't panic. Just keep your focus. Try to float them towards you.
Alright. It's just heavier now, so I had to adjust my energy output. I breathe in and out and refocus. The rock stops swaying.
Good. Keep going.
A strong breeze whips around the pongo, keeping him in place. I close my eyes and picture him floating closer.
You got this.
I open my eyes, the rock with the pongo floats closer and closer. A huge grin blooms across my face. It's working! The pongo jumps from the rock onto my head. As soon as the pongo touches me, I lose my concentration and drop the rock. Leanna giggles.
Great job.
The pongo wiggles on top of my head. Thanks for being a good sport. Leanna giggles as I pet the pongo.
I think that's enough training for today. You've made great progress.
Thanks. I can feel the fatigue start to set in, and I'm grateful for Leanna for ending the session.
Let's go rejoin the group.
Yeah, they should be awake by now, I think. Leanna nods, and the three of us the pongo. Oh, forgot. And the three of us return to camp. As I predicted, everyone else is awake and even have breakfast prepared. After we eat and clean up camp, we will resume our journey. Did I miss anything? I think it's just lag. After a couple of days travel, we continue to journey along the path when I notice thick clouds darken the sky. Kara and Leanna cast worried glances above as a loud crack of thunder roils above.
This does not look promising.
We should find shelter. We don't want to be caught in this storm.
Amelia cross-references where we are with Elder Isim's notes.
We are still quite a ways from Allendale.
Oh, apparently we are going there.
Then we'd better stop at the next city we see.
I think I have an idea of where we are. If I recall correctly, Wolfsden should only be a few hours' travel. We can stop there.
So we're going a detour, I guess? Once agreed, we pick up the pace to combat the strengthening wind whipping at us and make course for Wolfsden. Eventually, we see the tall towers of Wolfsden. We shuffle through the city gates, casting worried glances at the ominous sky. The turbulent clouds don't look any less threatening. People keep their heads down as they push past each other on the streets. They must be looking for shelter from the storm. I look at the surrounding buildings. Most are storefronts which blend into each other as if trying to stay as inconspicuous as possible. As we travel deeper into the town, a few opulent buildings loom in the sky. I guess that's where the better half lives. Leanna shifts uncomfortably.
Is it just me, or are people staring at us?
Looking around, I notice all the furtive glances towards Leanna as people give us a wide berth in passing.
No, they're staring at you.
Zach's comment seems to make her even more anxious. Choose the first one, guess. I step closer to her. I step closer to her to try to block her from view. She blinks in surprise and gives me a small smile.
Thanks, but I'm not sure how much that will help.
Maybe it will discourage them from staring.
When you remember what kind of town Wolfsden is, it's no surprise everyone is staring at her.
I give Kara a questioning look. And what sort of town is it?
Let's just say that what happens in Wolfsden stays in Wolfsden.
Leanna covers the sigil on her manipulator with one hand.
Maybe this isn't the best place for me to be advertising that I'm a part of the Mage Guild.
Zach nods.
Agreed. You're making them nervous.
The stairs reminds me of when I first arrived in Meadowhill. Should we find you a change of clothes to blend in more?
That is a satisfactory suggestion, but perhaps it should be executed without the presence of Leanna. The longer she is in the streets, the more attention she draws.
Good point. Let's hurry up and find the inn. Leanna can stay there, and I'll help her find a more suitable outfit.
As the winds pick up, more people creep out of the shadow alleyways as they seek shelter. I instinctively check my pockets. Something about this place has me on edge. Leanna is equally anxious, while Amy's expression doesn't change. She does seem more alert than usual. Only Zack and Kara seems unaffected. Before long, we reach the inn. I let out a relieved breath as the fire crackling in the hearth warms me. Kara and Zack go to secure us rooms and food as the rest of us sit down in a secluded back corner. Although the lobby is full of people, it's more quiet than the other inns we frequented. Most patrons drink alone, and those in groups murmur softly, trying not to draw attention to themselves. We aroused a few curious glances when we walked in, but once we shuffled out of sight, people relaxed and forgot about us. The silence grows stifling as both Leanna and Amelia wait for the rest of the group to come back. As I'm wondering if I should say something, Leanna addresses Amy.
There's something that I've been wondering since Hearthpoint, but I haven't had a chance to ask.
Amy shifts her attention to Leanna.
Your mother mentioned that it's taken you a while to get a field study approved.
Yes, that is correct. I understand that such things take time as professors want to ensure the study is a proper fit for the student, but I will admit that I am beginning to become impatient.
She sighs.
Was the process for your field study equally taxing?
Leanna shakes her head.
No, I actually got the first one I applied for.
Amy blinks, then her eyes grow wide.
You were accepted upon your first application?
Yeah.
She stares at Leanna.
Maybe the process is different for Mage-Knights and Mage-Casters.
Amy continues to stare. Leanna looks at me and I shrug.
Amy?
I do not understand. I have completed all the prerequisites necessary to apply for a field study. I have even attended supplementary training to increase my potential for the selection. For all intents and purposes, I should be the most ideal candidate for the mandatory field study.
Is it just your professor's recommendation that you need?
Correct, but I have been repeatedly told that the field study is not a good fit for me.
Leanna rests her head in her hands as she thinks.
Do you think it has something to do with your age?
Amy frowns.
My age should not be an eligibility factor. I have proven myself to be capable enough to study as a mage-caster.
This is pretty strange. And they haven't given you a specific reason why you keep getting declined?
Amelia shakes her head.
I am quite perplexed by the situation, especially now that I understand my difficulties are not standard.
I can feel the frustration behind her words. It sounds like the academy has it out for her, and I think she's the only one. She's only just started to and I think she's only started to realize that she's being treated differently. If it really shouldn't be this hard to get into a program, you should have a serious discussion with our professors when you return. Give them a chance to communicate their concerns and explain why they haven't approved you. Leanna nods.
I'm sure they have their reasons, and it would help you to know why.
Amy looks pensive as the conversation dies down. Kara and Zack soon return with bowls of food, which we quickly eat. As we push our empty bowls away, Kara drops a key into Leanna's hand.
Okay, so here's a key to our room. You can go upstairs and lay low for the rest of the night. I'll go check the shops and grab an outfit for you.
She winks at Leanna.
Don't worry, it'll still be cute.
Zack silently hands me a key for our room. What about the storm?
Oh, I'll be okay. Zack will come with me.
Zack crosses his arms.
I didn't agree to this.
Kara feigns hurt.
You mean to say that you would let a young woman venture outside into the storm, in the middle of the night, in a dangerous city all on her own?
Zack's eyebrow twitches, but he tries to remain steadfast.
Guilt tripping me won't work.
Who knows what sort of ruffians are walking the streets this late? If they were to get the jump on me, then...
Okay, fine. I'll go with you. Jeez.
He pushes himself to his feet. Kara grins widely.
I knew you'd come around.
I'm only doing this so you can't blame anything on me later.
Kara smiles and drags Zack with her as they head towards the doors.
We'll be back soon.
We watch them exit in silence.
Well, I'm gonna call it a night.
As will I.
It's getting pretty late and the thought of a real bed is very tempting after having to camp out for so many nights. I think I'll turn in too. Together we head upstairs, then split into our separate rooms. I relax in my bed for a while, enjoying the peacefulness of the night as I wait to fall asleep. The Pango mysteriously emerges from somewhere and hops onto my bed. He bounces over and leans against me before finding a comfortable spot on my bed to sleep. I'm not sure how much time passes, but I eventually hear Zack return to the room and go to bed. I fall asleep not too long after. Muffled steps in the hallway pull me awake. Blinking my eyes, I look around. The sun struggles to shine through the overcast sky, making it hard to determine just what time it is. Judging by the noise from outside, I'm guessing it's well into the late morning or early afternoon. The room of the inn seems not bad for an outcast town, I think. Zack's bed is empty while the Pango snores softly by my feet. He wakes up as I carefully crawl out of bed, and after blinking bleary eyes, grins widely at me.
Hi!
Good morning, or I guess good afternoon. Yawning widely, I push myself completely out of bed and get ready for the day. For once, we don't have an agenda we need to follow while in this town. I wonder what the others are up to and what this city has to offer. Ready to go downstairs? The Pango shies away and buries himself in my blankets.
Boy!
Huh? That's a weird reaction. You don't want to go exploring today?
Boy!
The Pango shakes his head. I think that's the best option. I peel back the blankets until he pokes his head free. You okay?
Boy!
He grins at me and looks a little more like his cheerful self. Okay, good. Well, I'm going to go downstairs. You sure you don't want to come? He looks uneasy again and submerges back into the blankets.
Boy!
I guess he just doesn't like it here. Leaving the Pango alone, I exit my room and head for the stairs. Before I reach them, I hear a strange noise coming from above. Is there an attic in this place? Nope, I've seen horror films. Well, we have plot armor, whatever, let's go. I tiptoe towards where I heard the noise and find a pull-down staircase already lowered. I slowly begin to climb up. As I get closer, I recognize the noise as a series of hushed poise. Oh dear. The poise ceases as I poke my head up into the attic. Sitting in front of a card table is a large Pango, the pudgiest Pango I've encountered yet, wearing a three-piece suit and sporting a pencil mustache. A cigar hangs from his mouth. Well, I like to see the cigar, but okay. Two Pango thugs sit on either side of the table. They all freeze and stare at me. Oh, this one. Not this one? Wait. Whatever. Sometimes cute can be intimidating. Too shocked to react, I stare back at it. After what feels like an eternity, the pudgy Pango lowers his cigar. I better get out of here before he makes me a poi for I can't refuse. Suddenly, I lower myself out of the room and quickly head down the stairs. I think I know why my Pango didn't want to leave the room today. think it's best to pretend that never happened. Shaking my head, I go downstairs to the lobby. The lobby is as busy as it was the night before, with the same number of people filling the tables. I spot Zack exactly where I expected him to be, right in front of the bounty boards. Kara nurses a drink alone at one of the tables, but I don't see Leanna or Amy anywhere. Well, let's go accordingly. Leanna seems pretty nervous last night. I wonder if she's still in her room. Making my way back upstairs, I knock on her door. After a moment, her voice calls out.
Who is it?
It's me.
Oh, hey.
There's a silence as I wait for her to open the door, but she doesn't. Is everything okay?
Yep. Everything's fine.
Okay. She sounds really distracted.
Sorry, I'm a little busy right now. Amy and I are kind of in the middle of something. Do you think you can come back later?
Ah, so that's where Amelia is too. Sure, sorry to disturb you. She doesn't answer. That was kind of weird. I hope she isn't annoyed with me. I better leave her alone for now and check in later if I have time. So that lock removes Amelia from the options. Next talk with Zack. I approach Zack at the boards. Hey. He glances at me, then nods in acknowledgement. See anything good?
Yes, actually.
I look at the boards and let out a breath of surprise. Whereas most of the boards at the inn only have a few flyers pinned at a time, this board is covered in wanted posters. Whoa, there's a lot of bounties. Zack grins.
Check out the payout on these things.
He points to a poster with a scarred man with a grizzled face and deep frown. Underneath his mugshot is a list of numbers with more zeros than what has ever existed in my bank account. Okay. Damn! Zack nods. I can't help myself as I continue to scan the board, checking note of the offered bounties. Zack grins as he throws my words back at me.
See anything good?
Oh, this one is kind of gore. I'll just choose it so you guys will know. What could she have done that's so bad? Be too sexy? Zack glances at the poster.
Rumor has it she found out her husband cheated on her, so she grabbed the kitchen knife and cut off his.
What? Okay, never mind. You all should know what happened. To be continued. Fill in the blanks. All the mercenaries should just come to Wolfsden and check out the bounty board here.
A lot of them do.
Really?
Why do you think this inn is so full?
I look around the inn again. That will explain why so many patrons are just people drinking alone. One such man pushes himself unsteadily to his feet and sways over to the board. He leans in until his nose is nearly touching one of the posters, then nods in satisfaction. As he's about to stumble away, he pauses when he sees Zack. He stares at him for an uncomfortably long time.
Hey, don't I know you?
Zack barely bats an eye.
No.
The drunk is undeterred and comes closer. He peers at Zack again, trying to get his eyes to focus. Zack steps back as the man nears. Suddenly, the man straightens up excitedly.
No way. You're the Death Slinger.
Death Slinger? At the mention of the name, the inn falls silent. Then tendrils of whispers begin to snake around us.
You're mistaken.
Zack's expression is stonier than usual, but the drunk is unfazed.
I never thought I'd see you here. But it makes sense. Everybody makes it to Wolfsden sooner or later.
You have the wrong guy.
The drunk squints and shakes his head.
That must be you. The trench coat, scar over one eye.
The whisper increases into hurried murmurs as all eyes fall on us. The drunk thinks for a second.
But do you have purple dischargers too?
He reaches towards Zack holstered dischargers, but Zack smoothly steps away.
If I were the Death Slinger, would you really want to piss me off?
Zack's icy warning causes the inn to fall silent again. The drunk sways precariously as the muddled gears in his head turn. Then understanding finally dawns.
Oh, right. I'll leave you alone. Sorry.
As the man stumbles back to his table, Zack sits down at an empty table in the corner. I silently follow, feeling the weight of everyone's gaze. When I sit down, Zack glares at the people around us, which causes them to quickly turn back to their... When I sit down, Zack glares at the people around us, which causes them to quickly turn back to their tables and resume whatever they were doing. Many of them seem suddenly very interested in their drinks. Zack doesn't seem inclined to talk, but the silence is stifling. I don't know what to choose. Should we? No. Should we ask? Let's ask. So, are you the Deathslinger? Zack just fixes me an unamused look. I guess humor was not the way to go to break the ice. The innkeeper walks over and places 2 drinks on the table. Zack looks at him and he quickly speaks.
On the house, we don't want any trouble here.
Zack nods and takes a sip from one of the drinks.
Thanks.
A look of relief washes over the innkeeper's face as he walks away. Gradually, life returns to the inn as people lose interest in us. So who exactly is the Deathslinger?
He's a mercenary.
Most mercenaries don't silence an entire inn at the mention of their name.
You're right.
He takes another drink. I wait for him to continue, but he doesn't. I don't think I'll be getting any more out of him now. Since things have begun to feel more normal, I relax a bit and take a sip of my drink. Zack and I quietly finish the rest of our drinks. Although his stony frown has lessened, I think it'd be best to give him some space. I say my goodbyes and leave the table. Left Kara. I plop down at the table across Kara. I plop down at the table across from Kara. She raises an eyebrow as I sit. Did she know that what actually happened just now? Hey, Kara, did you actually notice everyone staring at Zack? Well, I don't think she knows. She looks amused as she takes a sip of her drink. Got any exciting plans today? She shrugs. Yeah, same here. There's got to be something more exciting to do. Sorry about this. Okay, so my friend decided to call me because I forgot to put Do Not Disturb on my Discord profile. So, now, where was I? There's got to be something more exciting to do. What do you think? A sly smile spreads across her face. She throws back her drink and slams the empty mug on the table.
I think I know exactly what we should do.
If it's a drinking contest, no. I'm not sure I trust that look. What does she have planned? What do you have in mind?
We're going to go gambling.
Okay then. Yeah, don't choose this. I don't think it will work. Or does it? Well, let's bring the hype. I've been lucky so far and I don't think that luck's gonna run out anytime soon. I'm in. Kara nods approvingly.
I had a feeling you'd like my suggestion. Let's go then.
I follow Kara out of the inn. The streets are deserted as the clouds roil overhead. I glance cautiously at the sky, but Kara remains unconcerned as she surveys the shops along the streets. Finally, she stops in front of a gaudy building. Bright crystals illuminate the sign as they flash distractingly on and off. This place sticks out like a sore thumb. Kara grins as she pushes open the doors. I follow her in and blink my eyes, and I follow her in and blink as my eyes adjust to the dim room. Even if I hadn't known where we were going, I would have instantly recognized this place as a casino. Half of the room is lined with flashy slot machines powered by mini crystals, while the other half is filled with tables. Both players and onlookers crowd around the tables. In fact, the casino is packed with people. Clearly, the storm is not enough to keep these people from their games.
So, see anything you like?
She gestures at the tables. You pick. She reads among the tables, taking curious glances at each game before deciding.
Have you played Shadow Knaves?
How do you play?
The goal is to reach a numerical value of 21 with the cards you're dealt. You'll start with 2 cards, and you could choose to add cards or stand depending on what you have.
That's blackjack. I never played blackjack, so I'm not sure. I don't think I know this. Kara nods.
Okay, so the dealer gives you 2 cards. If you want to add cards, you tell him to hit you. You can keep hitting until you reach as close to 21 as you dare. Once you're good, you stand. If you go over 21, you automatically lose that round or bust.
Sounds easy enough.
Those are the most basic rules, but should be enough to start you off with. Ready to play?
Yeah, let's do this! In response, I sit down at the table and place my bet. Kara grins and does the same. After the remaining seats at the table are filled, the dealer begins the first round. He slides 2 cards face up. Although the numbers look the same, the suits of these cards are unfamiliar. I have what looks like a 7 of crystals and a 9 of sorry dots. Looking around the table, my competitors have a total of 18, 13, 7, and 20. Hit me. My cards only add up to 16. No way I will win with that hand. Hit me. The dealer flips over another card to reveal a 5. Nice! The dealer busts and I win this round. Kara somehow is a blackjack master and pretty much kills it every round. Some of the skulls on the other patrons deepen and I'm glad I'm not a part of the game. They do not look happy at losing all that money. I browse a few of the other tables and I recognize the Terra version of craps and roulette. Craps? I'm not sure how, because I'm not a fan of gambling. Because well, let's just say my luck in even in gacha games are really bad. It's funny how we have fairly similar games, although I'm suppose not too unexpected considering we are fairly similar worlds. Gambling is gambling. I return to the blackjack table just in time to see Kara abruptly stands.
Time to go!
But what about trying? Kara has a grin plastered on her face as she shakes her head.
Maybe next time, but I think we've had enough gambling for one day. It's time to cash out.
Not even one more game?
Really, it's about time we get going. Trust me.
She doesn't seem like she'll let up. I shrug and follow her. After cashing out, Kara hastens out of the casino. I jog to catch up to her. Something weird is going on. So, what was that all about? Why were you in such a hurry to leave? She smiles innocently.
It was just time for us to go.
Uh-huh. You were totally up to something shady, weren't you?
I don't know what you mean.
Sure. I bet you were counting cards. Kara blinks.
Oh, you noticed?
Wait, what?
What?
That's cheating. That's being resourceful. Well, in a place like this, it won't hurt, right? Well, I would hate it if she's not our friend, but okay. Well, if she's someone I don't know, I would really hate it. That's really impressive. You're using your skill set to up the odds in your favor. Kara seemed pleased.
Thank you. I'm happy you understand.
I give credit where it's due. Besides, it's not like that giant business will miss the money anyway.
It's true. There are a few people I can think of who could put that money to better use.
You mean like orphans? Kara whips her head around and stares at me with wide eyes. More specifically, those orphans back at Stonecrest?
How'd you know about that?
I saw you there. I wanted to share my money with them too. Her expression softened.
You gave them money too.
Why not? I feel bad for them.
Yeah. They were just trying to survive in the only way they knew how. I thought if I shared my reward with them, maybe they'll find a way where they won't need to steal again.
Well, now I feel guilty only giving a portion of my reward. She laughs.
Your heart was in the right place.
So, what should we do now? A mischievous grin spreads across her face.
Let's go to another casino.
I laugh. This can only be trouble. I follow her to another casino where we go through the same routine. After winning big again, we part ways and I head back to the inn. I decide to spend the rest of my time alone. I relax at one of the tables by myself, observing the people and enjoying my free time. It's not too often that I can have some alone time, and with the storm outside, and I'm entitled to feel a little lazy. The rest of the afternoon passes by uneventfully. With the dark clouds outside, it's hard to judge the time of the day, but the skies seem to be darkening. I wonder if Leanna's done with whatever she was doing earlier. I haven't seen her leave her room all day. I decide to see if she's free. As I approach her room, I knock on her door. Leanna? There's a pause, then a scuffling sound.
Yes?
You okay in there?
Yep. Fine.
Have you had the chance to look around yet? Maybe we could go check out the shops.
Well, it's getting kind of late, isn't it? Might be better to stay inside.
Sure. Do you want to come downstairs and we can get something to eat? There's a pause again.
You know, I'm not very hungry. I think I'll stay here for now. Thanks.
I narrow my eyes. Is it just me or is Leanna acting a little weird? Are you sure everything's okay in there? Leanna opens the door a crack and pokes her head out. Her smile is a little too bright.
Yep, just peachy. Sorry. I'm just feeling a little tired. Nothing to worry about.
She's about to close the door, but I push it to keep it open as my scarf is caught in the doorway. Wait! I push on the door to yank my scarf out. The door swings wide open, revealing Leanna's new outfit. Thank you, scarf. I guess. Why do I even wear a scarf? Even though I tried to fit in. She throws her arms around herself to cover up.
Don't look!
My jaw drops as I take in all of her outfit. Or what little there is of it. Which should I choose? I never knew this was something I wanted in my life until now.
What?
She continues to cover herself, looking even more self-conscious. You should wear this all the time. It's a great look on you. Leanna blushes, but shakes her head.
I can't go out in public like this.
Why not? Kara does. My eyes linger on Leanna's chest. In fact, you could give her a run for her money. Leanna narrows her eyes and covers her chest.
That's exactly why.
Is this why you've been hiding in your room?
I can't go anywhere dressed like this. It's best if I just stay here until the storm is past.
It's really not that bad. Leanna just gives me a look. If you don't like it, we can go to the shops and get you something else.
Okay, let me change and then we can go.
Well, Kara even bought her another sword for her. Unless the sword has an accessory that changes according to the outfit. I thought you couldn't wear your regular armor. Leanna blinks.
I can't go out dressed like this though.
Wait. Your armor will draw more attention. At least this outfit helps you blend in. She looks uncomfortable. Honestly, it isn't that bad. Besides, we don't know how long this storm is going to last. What if you have to spend days cooped up in that room? Leanna frowns as she thinks about it, then sighs.
I suppose you're right. Alright, we can go, but let's make it quick.
Gathering her courage, Leanna leaves the room and the two of us head downstairs. Nobody pays us any attention as we exit the inn. I squint up at the thick clouds. There is light rain. We better hurry if we don't want to get caught in a downpour. We make our way down the alleyway. Leanna still gets attention, although not as the same as before. She seems annoyed by the sharp whistling from leery men. I wonder if I should step in.
Hey there, baby.
What did you call me?
Oh shit. Leanna grabs the man by the collar and slams him against a wall.
What the hell?
Go on, call me baby again. I dare you.
Leanna grips on the man's collar, tightens as he pins, and as he Leanna's grip on the man's collar tightens as he's pinned securely against the wall. She must be using her wind magic to be able to keep a man twice her size immobilized with barely a struggle. Leanna continues to watch him with challenging eyes, daring him to catcall her again. The man stays silent as he tries to break free. Leanna finally lets go and tosses him to the side. He falls to the ground with a loud thud.
That's what I thought.
The man picks himself up and scrambles away.
You crazy bitch!
Yeah, and don't you forget it!
A crowd of shocked onlookers stare at Leanna.
What are you looking at?
They quickly look away and resume walking. Satisfied, Leanna looks at me with a smile.
Shall we continue?
Remind me to never get on your bad side. We said that the second time now. Leanna smirks. We continue down the street and reach the shops. Even though it's well into the evening, all of the storefronts are still open. I guess this is one of those cities that never sleeps. Leanna and I enter the first clothing shop we find. She browses the racks, but her face becomes more aghast with every outfit she picks up. She holds up a piece of fabric so short I can't figure out if it's supposed to be a top or a skirt.
I don't think we'll find anything here. Let's go somewhere else.
I follow Leanna out of the store and into the next one. As she browses the selection, she seemed even more disappointed as each outfit is skimpier than the next. After checking out a couple more shops with no luck, we enter the last shop on the street. Leanna checks out the racks again, then tracks down the shopkeeper.
Excuse me. Do you have any armor?
Absolutely.
He rummages through the clothing before pulling out what is essentially just a metal bra and thong. Leanna can't hide her horror as the shopkeeper smiles triumphantly.
Here you go.
How is that armor?
What do you mean? It's metal. That means it can protect you.
But what about the rest of me?
He's about to retort but is left speechless as her words sink in.
You know, I'd never even thought about that before.
Do you have anything with a little more coverage?
The shopkeeper returns to the racks and picks up another metal bra and underwear.
How about this?
How is that better?
Whoa!
Ugh, I am so done with this place!
Realizing that this is a fruitless search, Leanna fumes out of the shop and I follow closely behind. She looks down at her outfit and sighs.
It's hard to believe, but I think Kara picked out the most modest outfit available in this place.
Looks like it.
I guess she knows me a little better than I thought.
As we pass a darkened storefront on our way back to the inn, two men melt from the shadows and approach us.
Excuse me, are those manipulators on your wrist?
Leanna and I glance at each other and then back at the men.
Why do you ask?
The second man speaks.
We have an offer which may be interesting to you.
Exactly. As magic users, power in your craft is essential. Luckily for you, we happen to know a secret technique to amplify your casting usage to your fullest potential, no matter the skill level.
What's the technique? The first man hands me a card. The den at Wolfsden is written in curly letters.
Meet us at that location tomorrow morning, and all will be revealed.
Leanna narrows her eyes.
How do we know this is legitimate?
The second man smiles.
Your skepticism is understandable, but we've gone through this exact training and can personally guarantee results.
You're mages? Where are your manipulators?
I glance at their empty wrists. Leanna brings up a good point.
Right here.
He lifts his hand up and points to the crystal inlaid ring on his finger. Leanna's mouth drops open in surprise, but she quickly composes herself.
Your manipulator is a ring?
The man flashes the same mysterious grin.
Be there tomorrow morning and all will be revealed.
They hand Leanna a card too, then disappear back into the alley. Leanna watches them retreat, a stern look on her face. You got solicitors in this world too. It's really impossible to escape them. She barely seems to register what I'm saying. Leanna? She blinks.
Huh?
That was pretty weird, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
I begin to throw the card away when Leanna stops me.
Wait! We need that!
We do?
How else will we find them tomorrow morning?
Wait, we're going to meet those guys? She nods. All that power. I just feel like choosing the second option every time. Yes! We'll learn that secret technique and then I'll be casting tornadoes in no time. Leanna chuckles.
That's not how it works. There probably isn't any technique at all.
If there's no technique, then why are we bothering to go?
There was something really unsettling about those guys. Besides, there's no way those rings are actual manipulators. It's impossible to condense the amount of energy needed for casting into such a tiny crystal. Something doesn't add up.
It does seem a little too good to be true. She nods and pockets the card. The crack of thunder interrupts us. We should get back.
Yeah.
We hurry back to the inn. I spot Kara and Zack at the table and we join them. Zack smirks when he sees Leanna.
Nice outfit.
Leanna's cheeks flush.
I don't want to talk about it.
Kara grins widely.
Oh, don't be shy. You've got to own it.
Leanna's blush deepens as she quickly changes the subject.
We were just out and ran into some strange men promising us unimaginable power.
She pulls out their card and places it on the table.
They said to meet them there tomorrow.
Zack and Kara study it.
I've never seen this before.
I have. They recruited me too.
Leanna blinks.
But you aren't a mage. They were looking for magic casters. Why did they recruit you?
Zack shrugs.
Something about being a valuable asset? I wasn't really listening.
We're going to meet them tomorrow morning. Leanna nods.
Same here.
What? Really? Leanna looks equally surprised.
Sure.
Why? I thought you weren't listening.
I wasn't. But from what I did hear, it sounds like a scam for money. Money which should be liberated from them for the greater good.
Why am I not surprised?
Alright, let's meet up there tomorrow morning and go together.
Zack nods. As if on cue, Amy joins the group.
Greetings. Have we all gathered here to partake in supper?
That's a pretty good idea. I could go for some food.
I nod. Same here. We order some food and sit together to eat. As we eat, Amelia looks intently from Kara to Leanna. Leanna shifts uncomfortably.
Is there something wrong, Amy?
There seems to be an undeniable trend in the clothing both you and Kara are wearing. Perhaps I should be wearing something similar.
Kara becomes stern.
We need to have a talk about what is and isn't appropriate for you to wear, young lady.
The irony of that statement is not lost on me.
I know what happened last time when I chose that option. Whatever. I shrug while the rest of the team fusses over Amelia. There's no way I'm going to get in the middle of that. Especially what happened last time where the only option left is her and I have to choose it. What? FBI, open up! Once the team has calmed down and talked Amy out of purchasing an outfit, we finish the rest of our meals. Leanna reminds Zach and me to meet downstairs in the morning. Then we all retire to bed. After getting changed, I fall into my bed and drift to sleep. In the afternoon, I wake up to an unaccustomed brightness, blinking my eyes open. I glance outside and notice an absence of clouds. Looks like the storm has finally passed. I thought we were gonna meet in the morning. Okay. In other words, I'll end this episode right here. I'll continue this in the next one. So thank you guys for watching Javelin Studios. I'm Javelin and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Crystalline. Have a great night, everyone. Signing out.